Hey.
Yeah?
Why are we here?
I mean, that's a foundational philosophical question. I suffered through 3 years of undergrad philosophy, so there's a lot of like, oh, well, if no one made the universe, how come the universe got made? And my stance on that was always, if the universe didn't happen the way it did, it happened to happen, then we wouldn't be having this conversation at all, you know? Like, it doesn't prove anything.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but, like, admit, why are we here? You're a microphone.
Oh,
talking.
Because I wanted to talk about Red vs. Blue with my wife.
The web series from the early 2000s that I remember so well when they've had the Halo, and it's the two guys, and they're funny, and they talk about the Blood Gulch, and they make up the animals.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the series. Yeah, that's it.
Hello?
That's all it is.
Hello and welcome to whatever this podcast is called.
The name to be decided.
I think we're still going with Purple Hearts : a Red vs. Blue podcast, but we still got last minute changes.
Yeah.
We could make if we want.
We're married to each other, but we're not married to that name yet.
I like that we've established that twice in the first minute.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Barry. This is my wife.
My Eddie.
Yeah.
My Eddie.
Why did you say it that way?
I wanted to.
Okay.
I haven't been in front of a microphone in a while. So
yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's cool.
It's fine.
We are here to discuss one of my favorite pieces of media, which I have always kind of wanted to make a podcast about. Because Red vs. Blue basically ran for 20 years, which is pretty insane. It's not unprecedented.
Sure.
There are certain other humorous online shows that have also run for about 20 years.
Yeah.
But definitely you can tell that's not what they set out to do.
Yeah, sure.
It took everyone by surprise, including the creators.
Yeah.
And I always thought it might make an interesting podcast to take someone with me in a rewatch of the series.
Sure.
From the start all the way through to, I guess it is over now. There is an ending to it. In my initial plan, it would be someone who was completely unfamiliar with the show, but you were around to some extent for that first season.
Season, it was... I'm pretty sure, I think, because speaking as we are now, we watched the first full season together. So that has been consumed. But I think, like, once we had, like, gotten into it, I realized, like, I dropped off basically immediately. Like
the first few episodes.
I think I stopped after, like, episode 2.
Yes.
Like, I remember honestly, to this day, me and one of my good friends still quote the "quit making up animals."
Yes.
When we mention pumas.
So you therefore must have at least made it to episode 2.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you maybe didn't make it past episode 2.
No, like I didn't. There were so many. I immediately was like, oh, I don't remember this. I knew Lopez was a robot, but that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can just come up in conversation.
Yeah, sure. So I watched them basically when they premiered. I had a friend in high school. High school for me was 2003, and I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So it should have hit me right in the sweet spot.
Sure.
Because I liked Halo 2. That was when Halo 2 was... And we'll get into the actual games at some point, probably in this episode.
Yeah.
But it really should have hit me, like, good in a hard way. But it kind of didn't. Like, I went over to my friend's house, and he was like, oh, man, you know that Halo game? I was like, yeah. The funny part is, again, we're going to get into the games. I hadn't played the first one, and it was all kind of based on the first game. Anyway, he was like, yeah, they made this, like, funny show out of it. And I was like, oh, really? And he was explaining that it was like, it wasn't like official. It was just this like fan made thing.
You can do that on this internet.
Do that on the internet.
You can just make stuff and put it on the internet.
Yeah. And he pulled up a website that I remember it being called Super Heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Superheavy.com.
This stuff.
And maybe I should get into this in another episode. This was before YouTube existed.
Yeah.
So it was hosted on a completely different website. But I can't find evidence that this website existed. Or if it did exist, it didn't host videos at all.
Yeah.
I need to find someone who can, like, God, they just need to write the fucking history of Red versus Blue or something. Like, that just needs to exist because I'm, like, baffled as to where that website went. Anyway, yeah, a friend just showed me, like, the first, again, probably 2 episodes, and then it stuck with me for 20 years. Specifically the first 2 episodes.
The line about not making up animals.
Yeah.
And what kind of animal has tusks? a walrus. Didn't I just tell you to stop making up animals?
That was it. I
Yes.
never touched it. I remember hearing about it as it developed, but not closely. Like, I just knew that it existed and they were still making episodes. I remember when they did make something for actual Halo, like they partnered with
Yes.
with Bungie or whatever to do a thing, some kind of promo.
To my knowledge, there are certain Easter eggs in later Halo games, and by later I mean like 3.
Sure.
Where you can hear the voices of the Red versus Blue characters.
Okay.
If you go to like an obscure part of the map in a campaign.
All right.
Or stuff like that.
Right.
They invented a game mode called Griffball that I think was officially recognized at some point. So yeah, they've always been a quote-unquote pillar of the fan community.
Right.
Which is funny because, as you said, you played and enjoyed Halo 2. Until recently, I had never played any Halo game
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Well, I had played a little bit at a friend's house, which is how Halo is often consumed.
That is how it should be consumed.
That's how it should be.
At least the first 3 games. That's how that should be consumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go over to a friend's house and we would all play Reach.
Yeah.
And shoot each other and run each other over with cars.
Yeah.
That's not really how I normally engage with games. And I had not played Halo 1, 2, or 3 in that capacity until recently, where you and we played Halo 1 a good while ago now.
I think we scooped up the Master Chef collection.
Yes.
When it was on sale or whatever, because
Yeah.
I had more movie experience than you did, but you had way more video game experience than I did.
To show you, yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to show you was the campaign of Halo 2.
Yes.
Which is what I did, in 2004, 2005-ish. When it was all my friend's gonna bring his Xbox and we're gonna hook up the 2 big CRTs in his living room.
Yeah.
And hook up the 2 Xboxes and we're gonna have an 8-way Halo.
Yeah.
8-way, haha. We would stop at fucking 10:30 and go get Burger King.
Yay.
And then come, yeah.
Yeah, that is how Halo is supposed to be consumed.
That's how Halo is supposed to be consumed, 100%. But again, I played through that, and then I did a bit of 3. I didn't remember much of... The only thing I remember of 3 was the gravity hammer. So that was kind of also my Halo experience. I hadn't messed with it. So a lot of what we covered, when we played it for the first time, was also my first time with that stuff.
Especially 1. But I, having never engaged with the story of Halo,
yeah,
I know and knew quite a bit about how AI works in this universe and shit like that.
Yeah.
Through hyper focusing on Red versus Blue specifically.
Sure. I mean,
and getting really into the plot and characters of Red versus Blue, which is, to be honest, a very successful Halo fanfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to tell my own kind of story of how I got into it. I went to a weird summer camp when I was 16, and someone at the summer camp almost convinced me that the first thing I should do when I came home was play Kingdom Hearts, because it had Scar from The Lion King and Auron from Final Fantasy X in it.
No, it didn't. 2 had those in there.
Yeah, well, obviously you go through 1 to get to 2.
Yeah.
And that nearly became... That could have been me.
That could have been you.
But luckily, instead, a different, worse friend of mine... We were in the computer lab, and I saw he was watching something that quite genuinely left me slack-jawed. And that was episode 10, season 8 of Red vs. Blue, which we will make it to in due course.
Sure.
And I needed to see more.
Okay.
So even though that's very elaborately animated, and obviously most of Red vs. Blue is not.
The season we watched still had the fucking reticle in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
They didn't go back and fix that. They just... It's still there.
It's authentic.
Yeah, sure.
I went and I consumed all 8 seasons at the time, basically in one go over the summer. I stuck to it. I watched all the episodes as they came out from that point on, even as the seasons got weirder and weirder, which, again, is kind of the impetus of this podcast. Red vs. Blue Season 1 is a very different beast from Red vs. Blue Season 8, which is a very different beast from Season 11 and from 15 and from 19. It inevitably changes, but also the changes are weird sometimes.
Yeah, right.
So, with that in mind, do you want to discuss Season 1?
We watched it, and we've put off doing this for a while. We've been talking about doing this since I moved here.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about Season 1.
Did you like it?
It's fine.
Okay. Thanks.
Anyway,
so join us.
See you around. No. Okay. Initial thoughts. It was fine. It was definitely. There were some jokes that were just straight up, like, not even offensive. They were just dated.
Yes.
It was so 2000s internet culture. It hurt.
Yeah. I think both of us felt that.
Yeah.
We may as well address it. They sure like saying the word recorded. To be clear, I just said the word recorded,
Yeah.
but there was a different middle syllable.
It's a slur. Yeah, it's the R slur.
They were always calling each other records.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this every season.
Okay.
I just straight up have a stuff that didn't age well count.
Yeah.
Which is straight up jokes that were just straight up fucked up bad.
Yeah.
Like, just offensive. Just bad.
Problematic.
Yeah, let's do a problematic, putting it lightly. That count for season 1 is 9. 9.
Which is pretty high for something that was, like, slightly longer than 1 hour.
Yeah. Now, I didn't note down every single one.
Okay.
And I'm not going to do that, because I don't think getting in the nitty-gritty of why calling someone a recorder is a bad thing.
Sure.
Like, if you need that explained, this podcast isn't for you.
No.
But I want to keep a tally on things that are in the show that maybe the creators would go back and fix if they could.
Right.
Maybe they wouldn't have written it that way.
Or at least aren't, like, drawing attention to anymore.
Yeah, sure. And to be clear, these are different from the straight up problems I have with the season in general.
Right.
Like I have a few other sticking points that don't count here, but again, I'm just gonna tell you my stuff that didn't age well count is a 9, and that will be a tally that I'll bring up every episode. Okay. Still pretty funny.
Yeah.
There were some lines that genuinely made me laugh pretty hard.
It was a very well-constructed sitcom.
Yeah.
Which is insane, because it's made out of Halo 1.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
simple stuff like they yell at Caboose to go inside multiple times, and then Donut comes by to Blue Base, and without turning around, Church is like, "You're still there, go inside," and Donut's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It's like simple little comedic misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Very well executed.
Sure.
That leads to the classic sitcom thing of two people having two different conversations, but it's the same conversation.
Right.
Where Caboose thinks Donut is the general here to inspect the flag, and Donut thinks this is a store.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up giving Donut the flag, and he walks out with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, it's exactly what it would be to make a sitcom out of Halo 1 multiplayer, I suppose.
Sure. I mean, you could have done worse.
Yeah.
You could have done worse. You could have tried to make your own, like, action movie out of it, which I'm sure a lot of people tried.
Yeah. That would be silly.
Yeah, that would be silly.
Anyway.
Yeah. My first big laugh, like, genuine hard laugh, was, I think the setup was Sarge was saying that I'm gonna kill you, Griff, or something.
Yeah.
Like, shut up or I'm gonna kill you. And then Griff says something, and then Simmons says something, and then Griff says something again, and Sarge is like, "What did you want, dead man?" Like, he calls Griff dead man.
Yeah.
Like, he had only threatened to kill him. Everyone loves a callback.
Yeah.
But, like, quick, subtle callbacks are always, like, the fucking sweet pocket there.
I think it's fair to say the dialogue is extremely well constructed and well delivered, and it has to be. Because I've heard this said of Red vs. Blue before. If the dialogue wasn't funny in season 1, there would have been no season 2
Oh,
or
certainly.
3 or 19.
No.
Like, because there was so little else you can do, the plot points are all stuff like, there is a car, there is a tank,
Yeah.
they lose the flag,
Yeah.
one of them gets hit by a grenade.
They turn the tank into a character and have one of the other men dressed in Master Chief armor a robot because they needed stuff to do. They needed a complication.
This is as much as they can pull off with the, like, quote-unquote physical space
Sure.
of Blood Gulch. So that leaves you with character writing and dialogue delivery.
Right.
And they managed to make those interesting enough that, like, there's a genuine show here that is actually entertaining. This plot of season 1 is so bare bones. It's almost, like, endearingly childlike. Like, it's just, oh, we gotta get the flag back. Oh no, the car got blown up. Like,
you can almost see this being born out of the creators just playing Halo multiplayer on the couch and then making jokes and making characters of themselves and then going like, haha, what if we like filmed this?
Yes.
And then they just did.
Season 1 far and away feels the most like what if Halo's multiplayer was a story.
Yeah.
And then from there we're going to develop a story that leaves the confines of Halo 1 multiplayer. But just that one simple line at the start of like, Griff thought if he joined the army he would fight aliens, and then Master Chief blew up the entire armada off screen.
Yeah.
That's the only time Master Chief ever gets mentioned to my knowledge.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, because, like, no, all the Covenant stuff, and certainly all the Flood stuff, that's just happening somewhere else.
Yeah. 20 years later, the makers of the Halo show looking over their shoulder. Yeah, we're going to bash the Halo show that we haven't watched, and I don't care.
Yeah, we're
Get used to that. I don't give a shit. Yep. Hating's fun.
One of the only notes I have, I was relatively light on making notes, is that, again, very much harkening to the early 2000s internet comedy milieu. There is, I mean, Sheila counts. We love Sheila. Full marks for Sheila. But generally speaking, there is one woman in the story so far.
Yeah.
And she is violent and hyper competent. She's not silly like the boys are.
Yeah.
They do derive comedy from her, but they derive comedy from how scary she is.
Yeah.
Rather than having her be a complete straight man.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be reflective of Halo itself. But actually, playing the first 2 games this year, I was kind of surprised by how many women are in it.
Yeah, there's a decent number, you know? I mean, they're not running around Master Chiefing it up.
No.
But they're still doing cool shit.
Cortana has a lot of focus.
Yeah.
They have that Miranda character in the second one.
Yeah.
A lot of the random Marines who sometimes show up to help you, sometimes they're David Cross, but sometimes they're a woman.
Yeah.
Our
the 2 genders.
Yeah.
David Cross and woman.
Our favorite character from the first game was Echo 419, the
right,
pilot.
Yeah.
I actually looked her up on the wiki. Her name is Captain Carol Raleigh.
Hell yeah.
Like, she gets funny lines in the first game.
Area secure. All hostiles have been eliminated. Affirmative. Echo 419 inbound. Somebody order a warthog. Hey, I didn't know you made house calls for Hammer. You know our motto. We deliver.
So, no, actually, Halo itself is not necessarily a sausage party. It's just that the whole thing stemmed from a bunch of people who played Halo together in suburban Texas.
Yeah.
So that's the context.
That fucking bad start, but yeah.
Yeah.
I actually misspoke earlier where I said they still have the reticle.
Oh, yeah.
I actually wrote down specifically they got rid of the reticle for this release.
Yes.
So wherever, I forget where you said we pulled it up from, but they went back and did erase the reticle.
There is a remastered version.
Yeah.
And also, we watched it all as one movie.
Yeah.
Whereas there are certain, like, little jokes that when you were watching the 5-minute online episode, it would, like, fade to black and maybe a character would keep talking for a little bit. And those have been edited out for clarity.
Oh, sure.
But I like watching it all in one chunk.
I don't mind. I mean, if they're all, like, super short. Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll go through it because I do want to bring a Homestar Runner, but I'm going to do it at the end.
Yeah, we kind of danced around it.
Yeah, but so we'll get there. We'll get there. The Puma conversation, the part that I remember the most clearly, I wrote down, it was funnier than I actually remembered.
That's the opposite of how it usually goes.
Yeah, it's usually, I was like, oh, actually, no, that's quite funny.
This was so funny when I was 14.
Yeah.
And now, it's even funnier.
It's kind of funnier, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, they bring up, like, fucking other animals, the walrus or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember clearly the entire conversation, but I also wrote down the shitty mics are great and terrible.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly had, like, subpar audio equipment. But that kind of works because the kayfabe is that they're all talking through their helmet mics
That's
anyway.
True, yeah.
So, like, it's not like they had to do a whole lot to make it sound convincingly shitty.
And it all kind of feeds into this fun garage band vibe.
Yeah.
It's early internet. It's the Wild West. We're just throwing shit together here to try to make people laugh.
A lot of people were still using fucking AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
And, like, fucking what is it? ICQ? IRC? There was like a whole other, like, open source chat
Yeah.
thing. That's a whole other memory hole to ball it into. But no, I thought, what's that line you quoted to me not long ago that was like, for every generation, the things that are shit, the bad qualities are the things that get remembered the best when people recreate those things? Like, you know how there's this, like, big wave of, like, PS1 atmospheric horror stuff, like Silent Hill likes, and people are recreating the weird shittiness of CRT screens and stuff? Like, yeah. Something about the early internet's garbagity. That's the word I just made up.
Good.
That, you know, is now nostalgic and appealing and comfortable.
Sure.
So I think that feeds into it. I was surprised that the referential humor was not too egregious, actually.
It doesn't go super big on references.
Yeah.
And it never really has. There are side videos that I don't think we'll be covering. We might, depending on if we feel like it. But every year they would make, like, PSAs or whatever that were not part of the story. And we're just kind of, like, they all open with the characters saying, "Hi, I'm Private Dexter Griff from popular web series Red vs. Blue. And I'm Simmons from the same show." So, like, it's non-canonical. And I think those are more apt to have references in them.
Okay.
But the actual story, the quote-unquote canon, doesn't. And I appreciate that, because as someone who watches a lot of American media against my will, because that's what English language media usually is.
Yeah.
I'm well on record on this in many different forms. I hate when I'm watching an otherwise funny thing and it's like, and now let's do a parody of Jim Johnman.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him.
Fuck.
And it's some fucking celebrity from the 1970s in America.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't know if I was the same age and American. And I have no hope of knowing as a non-American who was born decades afterward.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Red vs. Blue focuses on banter, back and forth, and situational comedy.
Sure.
And they never turn to the camera and are like, this is just like Sergeant Johnson when he did. And if they had, I wouldn't have stuck with it because, again, I never fucking played Halo.
Yeah.
But the way that it's set up, I was able to be a fan of Red vs. Blue without engaging with the actual goddamn source material.
It's very funny.
Which I think is a good sign.
That's great, yeah. Yeah, sure. The only two references I've apparently recognized, I think they did a Indiana Jones bit, which it might not even been. There's a moment in Temple of Doom, everyone's favorite Indiana Jones movie, where him and Short Round are stuck in a wall in a room that's about to be collapsed because the walls are coming down or whatever. And he looks out through the tiny window where the shrieky blonde lady, who everyone hates, is trying to help them get out by finding the lever to stop this crushing. And he goes, "We are going to die." Emphasizes every word very stiltedly, and then ends it with a huge exaggerated frown, which is a really funny expression for Harrison Ford to make. And I think one of the characters made a quote almost to that effect.
Am I talking to the right base? Sarge, we are going to die here.
Okay.
But it's not explicitly an Indiana Jones reference, but it could be.
That's the kind of thing the characters of Red vs. Blue would say anyway.
Sure.
So.
And then apparently they also referenced 2001, the Space Odyssey movie.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. I didn't write down what that was, so it didn't stick with me, apparently.
Donut kills Sheila
with
a well-thrown grenade.
Right.
And Sheila sings Daisy Daisy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Poignant.
Yeah. I like Sheila.
Yeah, sure. Does she come back? Spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She lives in that canyon.
Oh,
she's
great.
not about to leave.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she's too heavy. I also wrote down, this sucks because maybe we really should have done this closer to when we watched it. I wrote down blue spider - great line. I don't know what that
Oh, Donut gets a plasma grenade on his face.
What? Is it a spider? Get it off! No, it's not a spider. It's like a blue thing. What? Like a blue spider? Get it off!
And
that's right.
You have something on your face. And he says, what is it, a spider? And they're like, no, it's blue. And he says, what is it, a blue spider?
That's really good.
That's the kind of bullshit we're talking about.
I like that shit. That's so funny. It's the snappiness of it, but also the absurdity.
Yeah.
That does veer really close to Homestar as well. Like, that's kind of the quick, cram a joke in there real quick. kind of writing they do.
Snappy is a great word. I think I've said this before, but the reason it's like that is because they were filming using Master Chief's brain.
Yeah.
And Halo 1 was set up that if you didn't move in 7 seconds, Master Chief started waving his gun around in idle animation.
Fucking advocate of gun safety.
Yeah.
Master Chief.
So
has to wave his gun around every 7 seconds or he dies.
in terms of guerrilla cinematography, every shot had to be 7 seconds or less.
Yeah, wild.
And that's why it's so bam, 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 bam.
That's so wild, yeah.
Like, if it's a moving shot, that's fine.
Yeah.
But mostly sitcoms don't use moving shots.
Yeah.
So instead, they opted for very quick dialogue. And it works wonderfully.
Yeah. Also, they indicated that one character was talking by moving the gun up and down. Like they couldn't just stand still like a statue.
No.
They had to like wiggle around a little bit, which is very silly and kind of endearing actually.
I love the head bobbing. It's vital for me.
It's yeah, I
personally.
get it. I did write down that the quote early camera work is actually kind of endearing.
Yeah.
Like, actually, admirable is the word I used. And yeah, again, this is like why I like a lot of early like sci-fi productions, like fucking TOS and the early Doctor Who's, is a lot of them had shit budgets.
Yeah.
So they just did what they could with what they had. And I like seeing what they do. And that's what Rooster Fangs did.
Sure.
Cock fangs.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last note I have on like the positive stuff is the quote unquote ice planet.
Oh,
that
yes.
They were on that whole sequence. They keep referring to it as the planet. The whole planet was frosty. They showed the sky several times. It's very clearly just the Halo ring.
Oh.
Like, you just see the ring in the sky. Like, that's not a planet. That's the ring. Anyone
actually,
who, like, knew anything about... Anyone who knew what the title Halo meant...
Yeah.
like, would know what that is.
i.e. not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I could put that together in context.
Sure.
If I had
it's
looked
easy
up.
to pretend what it is, but like it's,
Yeah.
it's just like no, it's shaped like a ring. It's right there.
Pretend is also a key word. Again,
Yeah.
that kind of like almost childlike nature of
Uh-huh.
we're taking our action figures that we're supposed to be fighting,
Right.
and we're giving them names, and we're giving them personalities, and we're writing a little absurd narrative.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's the fun of being creative.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything else for the positives anyway. I have a few pretty tough criticisms that I'm like, I'm not going to forgive it.
Okay.
Did you have anything else to add before I jump into those?
I have like a fun last note thing.
Please.
That I think maybe I'll do after.
Okay.
Yeah, fire away.
Yeah, again, we kind of referred to it. A good number of lines are still pretty 2000s gamer / internet humor.
What you might call cringe.
Yeah, it's cringe, but like not because they said an R slur or anything.
Right.
It's like the structure of the joke. Like I think I specifically remember there's like some shit going down on, I think it's Caboose. Caboose runs up over the hill and says something like,
Oh, man, that's not good. Oh, my God, that Jeep has a really big gun. Stay here? Tank. Stay here? Tank. Screw it.
oh no, should I go back to safety or forward to danger? Back to safety, forward to danger.
Yeah.
Forward to danger, or whatever he says. Like the weird, that structure, it was like someone had watched a lot of 90s action comedies.
Sure.
Like that's, I don't know, it didn't feel right.
Makes sense timing wise, given this was 2003.
Yeah. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. And then the girl.
Yeah.
Which we don't even have to dig that deep into that. It was
Again,
just fucking cringe as fuck.
there are girls in Halo.
Yeah, there's plenty of, yeah. It's so insane that they made such a big deal that like there was a woman who could wield a gun and fix a car. There were lots of female Marines in the fucking text.
Yeah.
They were right there, man.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Also, the canonical year is like, what, 25,
Yeah.
52 or some shit?
Yeah. I'm still getting used to a woman on my ship.
Exactly.
Fucking
Exactly.
God, we're gonna talk about Star Trek at some point.
I guess.
It'll come up. Anyway, I put in just Star Wars reference not great.
Oh, yeah, you're a little short to be an X.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I chose to purposely forget that, I guess.
Ah.
When the reference is like fucking thud, when they hit the floor like a fucking thud, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's always the worst. And then after Tex is revealed, it kind of oscillates between pretty good and early 2000s gamer.
Yeah.
Like the later episodes of season 1 like flip-flop really hard between those.
Sure.
Those two extremes.
As it gets used to Tex being there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last one is, oh no, they made a big deal about the guy wearing pink.
Oh, yeah.
There's an extended, it's not pink, it's light red. And I remember that being on like fucking t-shirts or whatever.
Sure.
So, fucking shut up, man.
I am in terror about
Uh-oh.
how this is going to go.
Oh, fuck.
Moving forward.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to say much. My last note was to just ask you what the best and worst character was for this season, in your opinion. And my pick for worst character is Proto Donut, because a lot of them... Season 1 is interesting to go back to because, like, the characterization is still a little bit in flux. Like, Sarge's voice will change a bit. Caboose undergoes a quite magical metamorphosis over the next season or so. Vic shows up, but like he's an entirely different guy from how he will be starting in season 2. Proto Donut is just kind of generic. He didn't have a lot going on, and he's quite forgettable, and like compared to even season 1 Griff, season 1 Simmons, he's not very well defined or interesting. Donut goes in a direction.
Yeah.
And he certainly gets nicer.
Okay, that's good.
Proto Donut is surprisingly, like, nasty.
Oh.
Like, he called Tucker a rickhorn
Oh, God.
at one point, and I was
Yeah.
like, Donut wouldn't say that.
Oh, wow. I'm afraid Donut.
My friend Donut
My friend Donut would not say that.
But also, ...
Yeah.
You'll see.
Oh, God. Okay.
And my picks for best character, obviously I love Lopez. I always love Lopez. I love that Lopez is a robot, and Griff didn't realize until like halfway through the season. That's great. But I think, certainly in terms of the person who seemed to make my wife laugh the most, it's Sarge.
Yeah.
And this is where the whole 2003 internet humor thing actually kind of resonates. Because Sarge is very 2003 internet humor in a way that kind of holds up.
Sure.
Like his naked hatred for Griff and how much he just wanted to kill Griff.
Yeah, it's really... That's like your subordinate, my guy.
I would describe his attitude as strong badgian.
Okay.
Like, he's just completely...
Yeah.
Like, he's almost, like, focused on...
Just bald face.
I'm gonna fucking gay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the good jokes in season 1 are Sarge hating Griff.
Yeah.
For, you know, Griff isn't a saint, but it's so disproportionate.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Because it's not like anyone on Red Team has
Yeah.
their shit together. So yeah, that's my pick for best and worst. Off the top of your head, would you have thoughts?
Maybe Sheila. I always like a good non-human machine
Sheila's good.
character.
I'm pleased to say that Sheila's not going anywhere, at least not immediately.
All right, cool. Nowhere to go but up. Mm-hmm. Worst? I don't know. Kind of the problem there is their personalities clearly haven't been fleshed out super well. I had a lot of trouble, funny enough, telling them apart sometimes. Because, like I knew who Griff was, and I knew who Sarge was, and I knew Simmons because he's, you know, in the fucking first scene.
Yeah.
And then I completely forgot Caboose existed.
Wow.
And who were the other two? I'm blanking on their names all of a sudden.
Well, great sign.
Yeah,
for
great
your
sign.
point.
Like, the blue team, like, fucking escapes me.
Church and Tucker.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't remember them at all. I guess in my head for a long time, the fucking thing was just called Red Versus. Because there was just, who was blue? Who fucking cares?
Oh.
They didn't have a funny line about Pumas, so
Yeah.
didn't choose to remember.
Saying, oh yeah, red versus blue, who's Caboose? Is like saying Dragon Ball Z, who's Goku?
Wow, okay.
Like, Caboose is the character.
Wow.
Of the show.
Yeah.
He's the, like, when people were obsessively quoting Red versus Blue circa 2006, it was always funny Caboose lines.
Okay.
So again, that speaks to, like, Caboose and Donut, and to an extent every character has not been nailed down.
Sure.
At this
It's
juncture.
pretty clear, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. Well, it kind of wraps up everything I thought about season 1.
Yes.
It's a phenomena. I don't think I would, like, wholeheartedly recommend it, but, like, people who don't really remember or know, like, what the landscape of internet-based, like, animated writing humor.
Yeah.
Go there, because that was... The thing is, like, the same shit that they were saying on Red vs. Blue. It was the same shit they were saying on fucking Final Fantasy XXXY on, like, Newgrounds.
Sure.
On fucking whatever Jack Off E-Bombs World.
Yeah. My other favorite internet comedy thing that grew a plot is The Adventures of Dr. McNinja.
Sure.
And in the first stretch of Dr. McNinja, who as a medical practitioner should know better, does offhandedly use record.
Yeah.
And the difference between them is that Dr. McNinja knocked that shit off pretty quick, actually.
Uh-huh.
But it's still there if you go back and read it from the start.
Yeah, that shit's so jarring. But yeah, people who, like, don't know what that was like, just, like, check it out. Like, again, we watched it as one movie. You can fast forward through some of it. Just to, like, see what it was like.
Okay.
You know? I'd recommend that. And again, some of the lines are still pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They're not great, but they're pretty good.
Now that you mention it, I can't fathom what it would be like to watch this as someone who was born in, like, this
Like 2011.
year,
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Oh, yeah, even, yeah, sure.
Like, just...
Because you would be a baby and you wouldn't know what anything was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The only real button I had to put on this was Mirror Universe. I was, as I said earlier, I was a teenager in the 2000s. I turned 13 in the year 2000.
Wow.
And the real touchstone I have with that era of the internet is Homestar Runner. And it's become more, fucking ironically, become more recognized in the early 2020s than it really was for a long time. God, a fucking Homestar Runner podcast, I think, would be impossible. I don't think you could do one. You could do one episode.
You've shown me the wiki, and it's a sprawling leviathan.
There are parts to the original site I'm still discovering.
The thing about this podcast is that we may or may not talk about the, like, non-canon PSAs and jokey stuff. We're definitely not talking about what actually happened at Rooster Teeth as a studio.
No, I don't care about that.
I don't have any particular interest in opening that huge can of worms.
Yeah, no, those worms can stay in that can.
What we're doing is that we are following a, granted, long and weird story, but it is one story that goes from point A to point B.
Right.
In the course of what are effectively seasons of television.
Right.
Homestar Runner is like one infinite season of television. Like, can you really say...
Yes and no, because I saw someone refer to Homestar Runner as the ultimate lore cartoon.
Yes.
Which is true. The lore is deep, it's layered,
it's perplexing,
and none of it fucking matters.
No.
Absolutely none of it matters.
But also it does matter.
It sort of matters.
Because a joke will entirely depend on you knowing
yes,
it is Halloween special from 15 years earlier.
Yes, it is so self-referential in various different levels. Even to this day, they are occasionally dropping new shit, and it will reference things from the fucking beginning, the middle, and still make new jokes about stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was last year that they, for the first time, drew the main character of Homestar Runner facing forward.
Yeah.
And it was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. Bizarre. Absurd and bizarre is the word.
Sure.
But we could make a whole episode of just Homestar Runner, and I could just babble into the mic for fucking 2 hours. I don't think we should, but we could.
You can make that.
I can make that. I'll put a picture of you on the other side of the microphone.
Aww.
And I'll just talk at your picture.
You're so sweet.
But that was like what I had got into. That was where actually, I'll go ahead and tell the story of how I got into Homestar Runner, how I got clued into it in the first place.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was in high school, and I had a really good friend who had an unfortunate speech impediment.
Oh, God.
And I cared for my friend very deeply, and I haven't talked to him in some years. Anyway, but another friend was like, haha, hey man, you sound like Homestar Runner. And I was like, what, man? What are you talking about? So I went home and I needed to watch Homestar Runner to like figure out if this was like shitty, and then I needed to beat up the friend who told my other friend that he sounded like Homestar Runner. And I watched all of Homestar Runner and I loved it. And I went to school the next day. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, you sound like Homestar Runner, man.
Oh, God.
I felt so bad for him. Because hey, James, You're still cool. I miss you, actually. You were great. I loved hearing you talk about Final Fantasy, actually.
That is such an early
Yeah.
2000s way to get into an early
Yeah.
2000s show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll kind of weave in and out because the year is 2025.
Oh, God.
The
is it?
robots have taken over the world.
Yeah, a little bit.
And Red vs. Blue has ended.
Yes.
Because Rooster Teeth has ended.
It's allegedly shambling back to life. but
Allegedly.
We'll fucking see.
We'll see. But for as far as we can tell at this moment in time, late June of 2025, Red vs. Blue is done.
Yeah.
But as I said, they still post Homestar Runner.
Yeah.
Like there are big gaps between uploads, sometimes years. Nowadays it's usually like months, and when they do upload, it's occasionally, half the time it's like a tie-in for some new physical product that they're putting out, like a merch piece or whatever. And Homestar Runner fans are fucking fine with that because they will take fucking anything the Brothers Chaps post at all.
Sure.
Fucking don't get me started.
All right. I won't.
Ostensibly, Homestar Runner has not ended, and who knows? It's a big question mark. So we'll see how the two intertwine as we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting to have that as a counterpoint because the other thing in my head that was like long-running internet thing that was supposed to be funny and grew a plot. Well, that actually describes The Adventures on Balance.
Sure.
But Homestuck,
Okay.
also a thing that draws in autism like a lightning rod.
Sure.
That also, like Kingdom Hearts, I managed to dodge.
Yeah.
And Red vs. Blue isn't perfect, but it's mine.
Yeah.
It's my weird thing.
Sure.
And every time I watch it, I get slightly better at writing character dialogue.
Right. Good. Great.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
How about now? Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Let's-
Okay.
Don't stop it.